Look around you. Every single day, trillions of dollars are moving seamlessly through our banks, our stock markets, and our international trade networks. We see it, the government regulates it, and honestly, it makes up the world as we know it. But right beneath this visible, everyday world lies something else entirely. We're talking about a massive, complex, and highly active network where trillions of dollars are moving completely in the shadows. Welcome to our explainer on the hidden economy of the dark world. Untangling this invisible web is absolutely crucial because it explains so much about the complex economic and security challenges we're all facing right now.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, the invisible global market. Second, supplying the black market. Third, cybercrime and digital shadows. Fourth, moving the dirty money. Fifth, the real-world cost. And finally, we'll wrap up with the fight for the future.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1. The invisible global market, and the sheer scale of the shadows. There is this really stark contrast happening right in front of us. On one side, you have the visible economy. Think about your bank, the local grocery store, the stock market. It's highly regulated, transparent, and of course, it's taxed. But running completely parallel to all of that is a massive, unregulated dark economy. It's a shadow ecosystem fueled by smuggling, financial fraud, and illegal trafficking, and it completely bypasses the legal frameworks that you and I interact with every single day. So what exactly is this space? Well, the underground economy is essentially a deeply complex, hidden network of illegal markets and criminal financial activities operating entirely off the grid. Because of its secretive nature, trying to pin down its exact size is an ongoing headache for economists all over the world. But we do know this scale is just staggering. We are looking at a shadow infrastructure that commands vast sums of unregulated capital every single year.
Moving on to Section 2, supplying the black market. Let's look at what actually fuels this machine.
The fundamental driver of this shadow infrastructure isn't just about things being scarce, it's really about the hyper-adaptability of criminal syndicates. You see, whenever macroeconomic shifts happen, like new legal restrictions, sudden tax hikes, or global supply chain shortages, these illicit networks pivot almost instantly. They don't just react to shortages, they actively exploit the market gaps left behind by strict regulations. They evolve incredibly fast to capture criminal profit opportunities while our legal systems are still just trying to catch up.
And that adaptable demand feeds directly into massive global sectors, like the counterfeit trade. Look, criminal organizations have moved way beyond just copying luxury clothing or some cosmetics. Today, they are manufacturing incredibly sophisticated fake electronics, completely unverified pharmaceuticals, and substandard automobile parts. These fakes are seamlessly integrated into informal and online platforms, which means unverified, genuinely dangerous products are ending up directly in the hands of everyday consumers, all hiding behind the veneer of legitimate commerce.
Alongside that sophisticated manufacturing, we have the historic, highly orchestrated trade of physical smuggling. Criminal networks are constantly moving billions in physical goods across borders to deliberately bypass customs protocols. A really devastating example of this is illegal wildlife trafficking. The global transport of exotic pets, ivory, rare plants, and cultural artifacts, that isn't just a matter of tax evasion, it is a systemic, accelerating threat to global biodiversity and international conservation efforts. Let's step into Section 3, Cybercrime and Digital Shadows. Welcome to the digital frontier. As our legitimate, everyday economies have migrated online, the criminal underworld has aggressively followed suit. They're launching rapid, highly sophisticated digital attacks. Hackers are constantly targeting individuals, major businesses, and even crucial public institutions through phishing, massive identity theft campaigns, and deep financial fraud. Stolen personal data is literally just a standard commodity traded on hidden marketplaces now, and perhaps most alarming is the rise of ransomware. This is where malicious actors lock down the critical networks of hospitals and essential infrastructure until huge sums are paid out. It's a relentless technological arms race. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Digital innovation obviously drives our modern world forward through amazing things like seamless online payments, financial inclusion platforms, and legitimate cryptocurrency applications. But those exact same tools are simultaneously exploited by bad actors. The same architecture that allows you to make an instant global transfer is precisely what enables concealed transactions, untraceable ransomware payouts, and deeply hidden online marketplaces. The technology itself is neutral, but its dual use is really defining today's dark economy.
That brings us to Section 4, moving the dirty money. Let's break down the laundering process.
Okay, so once these networks generate all this massive illicit revenue, their true operational challenge is figuring out how to integrate those funds back into the open market. And this requires an unbelievable degree of financial sophistication. Think of it as a three-step process. Step 1, generate the illegal income. Step 2, rapidly conceal it through a crazy maze of shell companies, offshore accounts, and complex international transfers to mask where it came from. And step 3, almost instantly integrate those disguised funds back into the legitimate economy. They appear entirely clean, ready for investment, and incredibly difficult for regulators to track down.
But there's also a powerful accelerant making this whole integration possible, and that is the corruption catalyst. When public authority is abused, it effectively acts like a fast pass for underground networks. This systemic corruption allows sophisticated syndicates to deliberately evade prosecution and effortlessly bypass financial regulations. Without strong institutional transparency, these illicit markets aren't just surviving, they are thriving and expanding rapidly across multiple countries.
Section 5. The real-world cost. Here's the impact on our everyday lives. You might be wondering, why does this matter to me? Well, this shadow ecosystem carries massive societal costs that compound over time. Every single dollar funneled through the dark economy is a direct loss in public tax revenue. That's capital that's supposed to support our healthcare, our education systems, and our civic development. Plus, legitimate, rule-following businesses are forced into entirely unfair competition against enterprises that completely ignore labor and safety laws. And the physical dangers are very real. We're talking about unverified counterfeit medicines being distributed or ransomware attacks crippling emergency medical facilities right when patients need them the most. Ultimately, it comes down to this one simple truth. The underground economy has real consequences for ordinary people. It is so tempting to just view international financial crime or global smuggling networks as these distant, abstract concepts that happen in movies. But the reality? These invisible systemic crimes exert a direct, daily impact on your economic stability, your health, and the personal safety of the broader public. Finally, Section 6, the fight for the future. Let's see how we're illuminating these shadows. We are currently locked in at a highly sophisticated technological arms race. But the good news is, financial institutions, global governments, and cybersecurity specialists are deploying some incredibly advanced countermeasures to dismantle these networks. They're leveraging artificial intelligence to parse through billions of transactions to find microscopic anomalies. They rely on machine learning for instantaneous fraud detection, and they utilize advanced blockchain analysis to de-anonymize digital assets. It takes a massive, coordinated, worldwide intelligence network to disrupt these highly organized criminal enterprises. But hey, advanced software and algorithms can only solve part of the equation. A truly robust global security framework relies heavily on the power of public awareness as a critical defense layer, educating everyone to instinctively recognize sophisticated online scams, to identify stealthy identity theft attempts, and to thoroughly scrutinize fraudulent investment schemes. That effectively cuts off the primary fuel supply to these criminal syndicates. We are all part of the defense. The hidden economy adapts to every single new tool we invent. So the big question we're left with is this. As technology continues evolving, how will we balance the incredible promise of digital innovation with the absolute necessity of global security? It is a giant puzzle, and understanding the evolving nature of these shadows is really just the first step in solving it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.